So let me give you the heads up for the West Speed Motorsport KZ2s. Kart number 24, Smythe, has had a win, a second, a win, and a second. Kart number 89, Joshua Parkinson, has had a win, a second, a win, a second. This race decides the winner for the weekend of the KZ2s. Smythe and Parkinson. However, Matthew Kinsman has had 3 thirds and a fourth, so he should claim third spot. Let's watch the race start. It's going to be hectic. Who gets off the line? Smythe has the inside running, but Kinsman and Parkinson have been exceptionally fast this weekend off the line. Smythe has not had a good start in any of the heats or the pre-final. He does this time, and there's a stall on the line, and there's a crash, and they have hit and they've bumped, and it is Dodgems at the start of the KZ2s. And I think it was Parkinson. Yes, it was. Parkinson is out. Parkinson has lost the chance to win the weekend. What are they going to do now? We wait for the officials. The karts are an absolute mess. Graham Smythe finally got it underway, but it's been red flagged. And this is a disaster. I talked it up too much because now we have lost the potential champion, Parkinson and Smythe. We're going to have an absolute ripper this weekend, this last final race. Kinsman is still in it. Bugler is still in it. Adolf is still in it. But we have lost Joshua Parkinson. We have also lost, I would think, Connor Wilson. I'm not sure if he can get started. What a shame, an absolute shame. We've lost other karts, are pulling out over. They're putting them back into the pits. So they're going to make a decision here. What are they going to do? Kart 12 creeping off. Connor Wilson. Red flags all round. We wait and see what the marshals are going to do. Will they switch it out and bring out the next category and then let the KZ2s come back? Wow. Just stranded karts, and one of those was Parkinson, who stalled off the line. He was on the outside, position number 2. He was equal on points with Graham Smythe. They were ready to have a face-off, a battle royale for the championship this weekend. And Parkinson stalled on the line. 3 or 4 karts went into the back. It was messy. Really unfortunate racing incident at the start of the West Speed Motorsport KZ2s. Thankfully, no injuries. All of the safety and recovery gear did its job. The Hans devices, the neck braces, the helmets. But the karts are not where we want to be, and it's a real shame for Joshua Parkinson. And as I said, he had a second, a first, a second. He was up against Graham Smythe, who had a first, a second, a first, and a second. Car 30, Matthew Kinsman, has had 3 thirds and a fourth. So now we wait to see what they're going to do, because the KZ2s are off the track at the moment. And technically, the Urban Performance Rotax Juniors are up on the dummy grid, so logic would dictate that they'll pull them out early, tell all the drivers to get themselves ready. They were probably going to be waiting a quarter of an hour, knowing they had a bit of a gap before they had to get in their karts and come racing. But I suspect just the way they're lining up there, they may do that, and then we find out what they're doing for the KZ2s. The officials will make a call. The problem is it is 4:30 already. And we do have a curfew. 5 o'clock curfew is the rules, so we are at 4:30, even though it feels like lunchtime with the plenty of daylight. But a decision will be made. They might have enough of an opportunity if they punch through these Urban Performance Rotax Juniors. We just got to wait and see. The recovery machine is... We don't like it when it carts away 4 of them at once. That is not good to see at all, but what a shame, because we were set for an epic final. Now, if the KZ2s do not go out, they might have to go on countback. Well, they will have to go on countback, because technically that race won't be considered a race. They wouldn't be of a percentage to be considered. And unfortunately so. We wait and see. We don't know what is going to happen with KZ2s, but we do know the Urban Performance Rotax Juniors are up on the dummy grid, and they will be coming up way earlier than they expected to be, although technically this is the time they were due out on the actual schedule. But because we are behind on time, we're going to pull them out on the right time and decide what to do with the KZ2s. For those of you down there on the garage area, a round of applause for our 4 drivers, and especially for Joshua Parkinson, who was in for an epic battle but couldn't quite make it stick at this one. Such a shame, but let's see what happens. Let's not dwell on it too much. We will carry on regardless with our final race. I'm pretty sure that's what the officials are going to decide. Send out the juniors. And so we set the scene for the final race here for the 2021 City of Sales, brought to you by Pool and Spa Maintenance. Coming to you from Giltrap Group Raceway and our live coverage online, thanks to Wright Karts and Rotax. This wonderful kart sport Auckland event and the West Speed Motorsport KZ2s will give us the final hurrah. Hopefully this time not what we had in the last race. Plenty of karts have managed to repair themselves and get back out on the track, which is wonderful news. A broken chain for Parkinson is what stalled him on the line. And I actually thought Smythe had a false start in the last effort, so maybe he'll get it right this time. We keep an eye on them. We wait for the lights to go out. They are gone, and it's a fairly even start this time around. Nothing too chaotic. Graham Smythe gets the whole shot. Parkinson in with Kinsman in third, and then we have Aldolf in fourth. And I think it's Bugler slot himself into 5. They all get through clean and simple this time around. And this is the race we wanted. Graham Smythe out front, Parkinson right in behind. And here's the deal. They both have 2 wins. They both have second places. They are going to win. One of them will take home the big points and take home the glorious trophy. Third place will be very, very interesting. That should be number 30 Kinsman over the weekend. And even if Parkinson and Smythe fall out of this race, I don't think Kinsman has enough points to take away from them. But at this stage, Smythe, look at him go. He has got one hand firmly on the trophy with 2 laps down. And he wants it. It is the West Speed Motorsport KZ2 class here at the Pool and Spa City of Sales for 2021. And right now, Graham Smythe is showing that he has the tyres to set himself up with a lead and a gap. He is circulating in 28.0. Parkinson, 28.2. Kinsman, 28.2. Aldolf, 28.5. Bugler, 28.8. So a gap is starting to be formed. There is some passing potential further down in the field, but they are not in the running for the glorious trophy right now. It is the blue cart, number 24, of Graham Smythe out front. He drops down the gears and he starts to pump them through as he goes through the infield. Smythe leading, Parkinson second, Kinsman in third. It's going to be Smythe or Parkinson for the championship, with 5 laps gone of 25. Smythe still holding a good lead. The gap is 0.6 of a second. That's enough. And it's a 1 second gap back to Kinsman. 2.6 seconds between the leader and 4th place. That is the gap that Smythe is creating. And look at him. He's already starting to catch up on some back markers. Incredible driving by these front 4, 5, 6 of them as they rip through in the 27s now. 27 second lap times from Smythe, Parkinson and Adolf in 4th. Can Michael, cart number 5, can he do anything? But he is so far behind the front 3, he really needs them to falter so he can catch up and get in this race. But currently Smythe is doing 27.8, Parkinson 27.9, Kinsman 27.9. So Kinsman has no answer. He doesn't know how to get up into second at this stage. Parkinson's doing enough. But here comes Graham Smythe yet again, circulating smoothly with a 27.828. That was his last lap. He's still in the 27.8s, but so too is Parkinson now, who has managed to catch up to the same speed. But he's not closing in. He needs those tenths, doesn't he? He's on lap number 8. And he needs a 1/10 of a second every time, and I don't think he's got the cart to do it right now. Maybe Smythe might drop back a few. That'll give Parkinson the opportunity, but at this stage, one hand is on the trophy for Graham Smythe. He continues to lap around here, very fluid, very, very smooth. They all rip down the gears as they go into the infield. They come out and they grab a few more cogs and they come into the sweeper. He's getting closer to the lap traffic now. The lap traffic is number 62, Nathan Krang, who is normally further up the field, so he hasn't had the best of starts in this final for the 2021 Pool and Spa Maintenance City of Sales. Graham Smythe certainly has. His gap has grown to a 1 second and then 1.5 seconds back to 3rd place. He is dropping in 27.7s now. He is 2/10 quicker than the rest. He's got his eyes set. He grabs the gear lever, throws it down. If he can catch that back marker, it'll give him another little advantage in the race. It'll put in another little bit of entertainment for us, but it'll make it that extra bit harder for everyone else to catch up. There are 2 back markers starting to come into sight. Curran and Krang, and they are going to start racing each other. They are there for last place at the moment, but they've got every right to be out there racing each other. And now Smythe is right there behind them. He sees them. The move has been made by Krang. And now Smythe has to do it as well. The blue flag was raised. Here it comes. Smythe goes down the inside, clean and simple. Good move by 33 to stay out of the way. Curran doing a good job. He knows there's more coming. And lets them through as they go down the dipper. They come past the dummy grid, and here comes Smythe through the sweepers. But I will say that the gap is closed right up between 2 and 3 now. Is this the opportunity for Kinsman? Can he grab second spot? I don't think it'll give him too much more of an advantage when it comes to the overall championship points. but it is certainly nice to have the bragging rights to grab second instead of third. Matt Kinsman. Smythe goes around the back marker, but here comes Kinsman. Kinsman is going to have a think about it. The back marker is going to play a part now. It is Parkinson holding second, but Kinsman is close. And Kinsman wants that back marker. I bet you he does, because he knows it's going to slow Parkinson down. Smythe is out in front. Don't worry about that. Here is the race right now, is second and third. The back marker just gets it clean out of the way. What a good job from Krang. So here comes second and third. What can Kinsman do? We are into lap 16. 9 remain. Parkinson manages to pull away, but Kinsman's right there. The teammates going at it. This is serious bragging rights at KFC afterwards. Who has to buy the burgers? Kinsman is already thinking if he gets past, he can order the double. The double with cheese. Parkinson holding on. Just barely. He has no way of catching Smythe up ahead. We are into lap 17, soon to click over 18, and Smythe has grown the gap to nearly 2 seconds because these two are now fighting. I'm not even sure Parkinson knows that Kinsman is right there. Turn 1. Here we go. This is great stuff from these two. Kinsman gets in closer now on the infield. Oh, he goes over the curbs, and that might have cost him a little bit of flow. He's going to have to make a dive under brakes. He thinks about it as they enter the sweepers. Backs off a little bit. There is a yellow flag, but it's out of the way. And there goes him. He does it. Kinsman goes through on the hairpin, but they bump and run each other. And is Parkinson going to get it back? No, he doesn't. Kinsman claims second. He now gets to eat. Parkinson has to buy the food for tonight. Graham Smythe way out in front. Here comes some lap traffic. Gets right out of the way. More good awareness. Great driving from these karters. Parkinson is not letting this go. There are 5 laps remaining and Kinsman knows it. I reckon Smythe can probably drop the dial down a little bit. 27.8s now. Parkinson, what can he do? I think he's still got his hand on second overall for the weekend. But you really want to claim second on the race in the final. You don't want to hand it over. Especially not to a teammate. Kinsman, second. Parkinson, third. It is still Adolf in fourth with Bugler in 5. Goffin, Hall, Armstrong, Thompson. Wilson is 10th. Nathan Krang is in 11. He's moved up a few spots, as I expected he should do. Malcolm, Hunt, and Curran. And then it's Galb and Callum down at the end of the field. But the lead is Smythe with Kinsman holding off Parkinson now. 3 laps to go. And so far this weekend, Kinsman has done no better than third. So this will be his best run for the day. He's had a fourth. He's had 3 thirds, but no second and no first. Could he finally get the highest step on the podium? It's good for the resume. And it's good for the driving skills as well. And hey, it's great for bragging rights back in the club rooms. Smythe still holding sway. This will be lap 24 clocked in now for Smythe as he comes past the start-finish line. 24 clicks on. Final lap now. Lap traffic ahead, but it's not a problem. And that final race between Kinsman and Parkinson, I don't think it's going to change. I just don't think Parkinson's got the tyres to do it. He'll have to settle in and hold spot 3. But it will be Graham Smythe as he enters the sweeper now. Graham Smythe will come through and Graham Smythe will take the checkered flag. And then it will be Kinsman and Parkinson. 1, 2, and 3 with Smythe claiming the spoils for the weekend. after an incredibly dramatic start in this final race where they had to have another crack at it after a red flag. And it is all over for the weekend. Parkinson should still hold on to second overall with a second, a first, a second, and a third. It'll be enough. But he couldn't quite do it. Broken chain on the start. And then they had to restart. They red flagged straight away with 4 karts getting knocked out. I think 1 didn't make it back to the grid. So 3 were repaired. And that is it. That is the end of all the racing here at the Pool and Spa Maintenance City of Sales for 2021, coming to you from Giltrap Group Raceway. Your online coverage was proudly brought to you by Right Karts and Rotax. My name is Craig Lord. We're best friends now, so you can call me Sooty. Thanks to young Josh, who's been pushing buttons on the computer for me, our 2 cameramen, Mark and Ethan, over the weekend. And I can safely say, I think that Kartsport Auckland has managed to do a live stream to you with 1 camera, a couple of people working on a budget, and it shows that a club can do it for you. For those of you who have been watching online, please subscribe. It'll help our new page, our new channel on YouTube, and from here, Kartsport Auckland can grow the coverage, make it bigger and better as each round kicks on. The prize giving will now be happening 30 minutes away. And if you are still here as a driver, you want to be in there, because if your name is drawn from the hat, there are some major prizes to be won this weekend. For those of you watching on at home or wherever you are, you don't win anything. But thanks for watching nonetheless. From us here in the commentary room, it is a goodbye and it is a thank you. And hopefully we talk to you again real soon. If not, definitely next year. Bye-bye for now from the 2021 Pool and Spa City of Sales.